So every month I try to watch a new anime, and last month I decided that the anime I would watch would be Neon Genesis Evangelion. This was a show I had been meaning to watch for a while, and I finally had the opportunity and time to watch it. And wow, I didn't have any real expectations going into the show. I thought it would end up being just one of the many animes that I've watched. Not every show that we watch sticks with us. We'll finish watching the show and it'll leave our minds pretty quickly. I have many shows that I've experienced that feeling with. But Neon Genesis has been stuck in my head the past few days after I've finished the series. When I started the show, I really didn't think much of it. I thought I would just watch the anime, finish it, just so I can say I've watched it, and then move on. But the further and further I got into the show, the more I fell in love with it and felt more connected with it. This show explores a lot of themes. Some of these themes can be really deep at times, but I feel like the themes that are explored in the show, a lot of people can relate to it. I know for sure I did. And throughout this video, I plan to touch on some of the themes that are explored and expressed throughout the show, and some of the ones that connected with me personally, as well as give my review of the series as a whole. So without further ado, let's hop right in. So if you don't know, Neon Genesis Evangelion is a series set in a post-apocalyptic world where humanity is under constant threat from mysterious beings known as angels. To combat the angels, an organization called Nerve recruits teenagers to pilot giant mechs called Avas. This is where main character Shinji Ikari is reluctantly pulled into this role by his father Gendo, who leads Nerve. Now, I thought this would be the main premise of the series, but as the show went on, I could have never predicted it was going to become this deep. Damn near every character in this series is going through something, and all of them are psychological. Shinji deals with the feeling of feeling worthless, and he desperately wants his father's approval, as well as depression, loneliness, and the burden of responsibility. Asuka is competitive. She prides herself on her skills and she wants to be the best. But underneath all that, she has a lot of insecurities, as well as the fear of failure. Rei, Misato, Ritsuko, Gendo, they're all going through their own struggles. And the way it's shown throughout the show, especially in the later episodes, I think it's done masterfully. Now I'm going to take a short little break from talking about all the emotional and psychological stuff in Neon Genesis. I want to talk about some of the other highlights of the show. I think the animation of the fights of the Avas versus the Angels still holds up fairly well to this day. For an anime that came out in 1995, I think the animation is solid. The opening theme to this anime is iconic. If you haven't heard it yet, please give it a listen. And there are a lot of beautiful shots in this anime. I mean, a lot of them. You'll see them playing throughout the background of this video, but I think these three right here are probably some of my all-time favorites. Now with that out the way, I want to talk about the ending of the series. And man, that shit is confusing as fuck. Now I know in the TV series they didn't have much of a budget and they were low on time, but it was still very confusing. But at least in the TV series, I could at least kind of understand where they were going with the ending. The movie completely just threw all that out the window. There are so many things in the movie that are just strange. Hospital scene. Just gonna leave it at that. What the fuck? Misato kissing Shinji. Pretty sure Shinji's like 14. Misato's like, I don't know, like 26 or something. And the very end of the movie where Shinji's just strangling Asuka. And that was the second time he did it in the film. The ending of this series is one of those endings where you have to go on YouTube and look up the explained version of it. This video right here is a great video to watch if you're like me and you're confused about the ending. But confusing ending aside, I still enjoyed this series. I can connect with some of the psychological battles that these characters go through because I have my own psychological battles. Obviously not to the extent that these characters deal with. Their battles are something that I want no parts of. But all of us deal with our own mental battles. And I think that's something that makes this anime really relatable. I think if you're into animes with deep meanings behind them, this would be a great show to watch. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It will be greatly appreciated. If you've seen Neon Genesis Evangelion, leave a comment on how the ending made you feel. Did you understand it? Was it confusing to you? And let me know your feelings about the series. So until the next video, I'll see you guys later. Peace.